Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'll be showing you, or rather I'll be teaching you about the HTML class attribute, okay, which is the most important, like whenever you're using a div element, inside that you are writing class. While you are actually writing the class, what's the use of that? Okay, like if you are styling your you know elements which are there in your website or your web page, why are you using class at that point of time? Okay, so I'll teach you that. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, we'll write an HTML for that. So start with doctype and then HTML. These are all basic codings, then the HTML tag, and then on I'll write the header. And after that, to make you guys understand about the class attribute, I'll first of all style the uh, sheet. Okay, so for that I'm taking an example. Let's say I have three city. Okay, so dot city I am writing and I'm styling it. Okay, I'm providing styling as in, like, I have three city names. Okay, and I have their capital, let's say, and after that I am styling like it should display something like this, like this is our web page, okay, a complete web page, and then there should be first block, okay, inside which, suppose the name of the city is London, okay, suppose it's London. So London should come up over here as a title, and then underneath that there should be one paragraph written. Okay, then again there should be another block inside which my second city would be written. Okay, that's the city 2, and then again uh, regarding the city 2 a paragraph should be written, and similarly the third one. Okay, so basically this would be the output. So right now inside this particular style tag, what we have to do is we have to style this particular web page, right? So for that we have to create this particular block. We have to decide the margin and padding. We have to decide if you want to put any color to this particular block. That also we can do inside styling, right? And after that also, if you want any background color, you can do that. Or if you want to change the font of this particular, like uh, the font which is written over there, you want it especially in white color, so that also you can do inside the styling part. Okay, now let's do that inside the styling part. So I'll write dot city, and then, so later on you guys will be able to know why I have written dot city. Okay, and what's the relationship between the class attribute and this particular dot city. Okay, so first of all I'll just take the background color. Okay, so let's say the background color I want it in a tomato color. Okay, so I can write, you can also use over here. So the tomato color is red, so it will come in the form of a red. Okay, the background color as in like the cell, a block in which your city name would be written, that would be of red color. Okay, next what I want my text to be written in white. Okay, so I'll just write white color, white. Okay, and you can provide the border of the block in which the city name would be written. So I'll take the border, and I don't want a thicker border, I'll keep it as 2px. Okay, and it should be solid black. Okay, like black in color, the border should be black in color. Similar way you can use, like if you want in a different color, like a solid one with brown or a green color, you can mention it over here, and you can change these values as well when you are writing your own code, keeping this code in reference. Okay, now border is done, so let's go on with the margin. So I'll just put some margin over here. Let's say I'll take 20px, and I have to put the padding as well because it's a block, right? So you should have a border, a margin, and a padding. So this also, let's keep it as 20px. Okay, now what is happening over here, the styling part is done. Styling means like if you run this particular code, what will happen inside your web page, the web page you have, so there will be a background color. Okay, like there will be one block which will have the border as solid black, which will have a margin and a padding as well. This particular block will have all these three things. Okay, now the text which is written inside it, that will be in a form of white color. Fine. So that styling we have given. Okay, and what else? The background color. Now the text is in white, so the background color, this color which is there, this color will be there in a form of red, because we have taken tomato over there, so that will be red. Okay, now this is done. Now what is left out with us? Next is left out, we have to put some text inside it, right? Inside this particular box we have to put some text. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we have to come out of our styling and then we have to go inside the body section, wherein we can add on our heading and text and then the paragraph, everything, right? So let's do that, and let's then check out wherein class attribute will come. Okay, so here this part is done. Now what we have to do is just close the style, and then next we have to close the header, and after that we have to open up the body in order to write the heading and um, about a paragraph or so regarding the element which you are providing in that particular block. Let's say we are using city over here, so city and then a paragraph about that. Okay, now inside the body we have to use the div element. Okay, because each particular block which we will be creating, like if we are creating three similar blocks, then each block will come under a div element, right? These all blocks will come under a div element. Okay, and now what we will be doing, after div I'll be using the class attribute. Okay, and inside the class attribute I'll just write city. Okay, now what does this mean? This means, like, whenever the div element is called and the class is referring to city, that means the block, one block of code will be one block will be created, and the styling of this particular block will be according to this styling which we have done. Okay, that means this particular block which we are creating, the first block, the styling will be, this will be tomato color, and then the background, the text will be white, the margin and padding, everything will be related to this which we have done. That's the use of class attribute over here. Okay, now what if I want like more than one class attribute? So first of all, let me do some heading and paragraph over here. So I'll take an H2, and then suppose I take city as London. I'll close the H2, and then inside that I'll just take a paragraph, and I can write like London is the capital of England. Okay, and just close this. Okay, now what we will have, we will just have a block. Okay, and inside the block we will have London written over here at the top, that is the heading, and just underneath it there is a paragraph written which will be white in text. Okay, and it will be London is the capital of England. Okay, and the background color will be red. So that's the first output which will be coming up. Right, now next what we have to do, since we have more than one div to be used, okay, so just close this div off, and then the next div again, like we want three cities, right? So you can write three divs. So div class, and then again the class attribute should be referring to the city. City means the styling which we have done right over here. That means I want this particular city also to follow the same styling which I have provided. That means it should also have a red background, and the text should be white, and then the padding margin should follow this styling. Okay, so here again I'll take suppose I take a city as Paris. Okay, next I'll put a paragraph for it. So let's say okay, this is done. Now again the div is closed. Now again I want another div for the third city. So I'll just write the element div and then the class attribute, and again I'll be calling the city style. Okay, that means I want this particular div to follow this particular style itself. Okay, and inside this, let's take the header and we will write, let's say, Tokyo, and then a paragraph tag inside it. So Tokyo is the capital of Japan. Okay, and then the p tag is closed. Then we'll just close off the div. Okay, now div is closed. Now next what we have to do, just close off the left out part. So close the body, close the HTML, done. Okay, now see carefully over here what is happening, how the class attribute is working over here. Now if you see right over here, we have three divs. The first div, second div, that means this is the number 1 div. Okay, this is the number 2 div, and this is the number 3 div. Okay, so we are actually taking 3 div element. Div is an element in HTML. Okay, and class here is an attribute. Okay, this is an attribute. Fine. So here what's happening, we wanted 3 cities in our web page to be displayed, that is London, Paris and Tokyo, right? So for that we created 3 div elements. Okay, and inside the div element we use the class attribute. This is the class attribute which refers to city. Okay, that means whatever we write inside this particular div, so whatever we write inside this particular div, like the heading and the paragraph, the styling of this heading and paragraph will follow this particular style. Why? Because this is inside city, right? So 2 drawbacks from here we can conclude, like I'll not say drawback, I'll say is another term, like 2 advantages of using a class attribute. That is, you write the style once and you can use it throughout your program if you want a similar style to all your headers and the paragraphs and your div, right? So here we are using 3 div elements, and with them we are using class attribute, and we are specifying the class attribute referring to city. That means this style dot city, we have to refer it by dot city. Okay, if you write it over here, let's say cricket, so you have to specify over here dot cricket. That means it is referring to the cricket or referring to the city styling. That means whatever we write inside the div, the heading and the paragraph will follow this particular styling. That is why in HTML we use class attribute. Okay, many of the codings, if you if you know HTML very well, you must have seen like many of the programmers or the coders, they use div elements like div container, div class, they use like that, right? So for those purpose, wherever you write div element along with the class attribute, you can specifically use a single styling for all the divs if you want. But if you want a separate styling for separate div, then obviously you have to do it separately. Like for city, I want this particular styling, but for this particular city, I want different styling. So for that, again, you have to, go ahead and write down, suppose for that, I write city 2, and then I move on with the another styling part. So that will come on to this particular div. Okay, that's for different styling if you want. But if you want the same styling, you have to go ahead with this and then the class attribute along with the div element, right? So now it's time to check out the output, how it will look, like whether it will look what we actually wanted or not, like a block inside which it is the city and the paragraph is written in white color and the background should be red color. So similarly, 3 blocks should be there which represents 3 cities, that is the London, Paris and then the Tokyo. 3 cities, 3 blocks, right? So let's check out. First of all, let's save this off. So I'll just save it and then I'll go where my file is stored. So this is new.html. So this is new.html. So I'll just open this file, which is this one. And then this is the output how we want it. Okay. So here if you see, we have 3 blocks. Okay, the first one, this is representing London, and then Paris, and then next the Tokyo, and then it has 3 blocks, wherein if you see the background color is red, which refers to the tomato which we have put in the background color, and then the text which is there, that is white in color. So this is how you can use the class attribute, okay, like in using the div element, and if you're using a single styling for all the divs, this is how the class attribute will be working. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel for the latest videos on coding related to HTML, CSS, Java, C, C++, Python, and R programming. And don't forget to like this video and share it as much as you can with your friends and colleagues. And we will be back with an again interesting video and a helpful video for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.